Hello everyone, my name is Cami and welcome to my channel, Cami's Corner.
Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. On my channel, we do only Bath and Body Works and fragrance content with a sprinkle of lifestyle content, and we are back for the second video of the day to review and talk about the Mrs. Claus cocktail. I decided I needed to hurry up and review both gingerbread latte as well as this one because they are online exclusives, and with that really awesome body care sale coming up this weekend, I want to make sure that you guys can make an informed decision whether or not you want to place an order online for these fragrances or if you're just planning on shopping in store. So like I said earlier today, I did post my gingerbread latte review, so go check that out if you have not already. And then tomorrow I will have like a wish list video kind of talking about the body care sale, and then Monday I will have my body care sale haul for you guys. But like I said, in today's video, we are just reviewing the Mrs. Claus cocktail. This is brand new in body care. They did bring this out, I believe. I want to say in a candle, a wallflower, and a room spray, but maybe just a room spray and a wallflower. I cannot remember for sure, but I am so excited to share with you guys my thoughts on the Mrs. Claus cocktail. Oh, like I said, this was an online exclusive collection. Let's take a look at the packaging. I think it's super adorable. Also, if you hear like thudding around like that, Dolly is playing with her toy right next to me. But we've got like a cute drink on here, which is super cute with a little candy cane. We've got bows, super pink, super girly. I think the packaging is really fun. Then on the back, it says, enjoy making extra festive sparkling cocktails inspired by our friends at the North Pole. And it has 10 notes of sparkling cranberry, pomegranate juice, frosted citrus twist. So a very, very fruity concoction kind of fragrance. But if you're new to my reviews, I do a full day wear test, just testing out the fine fragrance mist. If you guys are planning on using like an accompanying body lotion, I would expect the fragrance to linger a little bit longer, but for the purpose of my review, I like to just test out the fine fragrance mist, and I will spray about 10 sprays on my clothes and then about 5 sprays on my skin so we can really test out how the fragrance transforms, because I find that the fragrances do vary a little bit depending on whether I spray it directly on my skin or on my clothing. So I started this review and I first sprayed it at 9 in the morning and I wrote obsessed. Super bright and very heavy on the cranberry on that first spray, and it is a super like juicy fruit kind of fragrance. So if you are not looking to smell like a fruit cocktail, I would not recommend this fragrance for you. This is a very fruity, citrusy kind of fragrance. I will say that the cranberry does help make it feel a little more like festive, but this fragrance is definitely giving a little bit of summer vibes because it is so bright and fruity. I want to say this is like 75% cranberry and about 25% citrus, and I'm getting like a punch of grapefruit out of this one, which is interesting because grapefruit isn't technically listed, but I'm pretty sure grapefruit is considered a citrus, so maybe that's where it's coming from. But if you don't like a grapefruit cranberry kind of fragrance, you will not like this fragrance at all. But I really, really enjoy it, and I do think it's pretty different for Bath and Body Works. But let's go back to how the scent actually performed. The first spray, I would say it was about a 7 out of 10. It was a lot stronger on the first spray than the gingerbread latte. And I will say it's about a medium scent bubble. However, this fragrance went downhill very, very fast. By 9:30, the scent bubble pretty much disappeared, and I kind of forgot I was wearing this fragrance, and it was completely gone on my skin and my clothes by 10:45. So this fragrance lasted about an hour and 45 minutes. It was really good for like that first 30 minutes, and then after that, like I said, it just went like super downhill. So I think if you wanted to get good wear out of this and longevity out of this, you would have to pair it with like maybe a perfume or a lotion or like really spray the heck out of it. But the actual fragrance itself is so beautiful. I love it. And I don't think it really can compare to anything from Bath and Body Works. It definitely has that like juicy, fruity, cranberry, grapefruit kind of vibe. It does say there's pomegranate in this, but it says pomegranate juice. I am getting a little bit of like a juice kind of vibe from it, like a kitty cocktail kind of drink is what I'm getting out of this. And it's good. I like it. I think it's really really nice. And it's got like a little bit of a frosted kind of vibe, like a wintry air kind of essence to it that makes it a little more wintry. But I don't really know what else to compare it to other than maybe Bright Christmas Morning, because this is more, oops, this is more of like a fruity kind of fragrance from Bath and Body Works, but this is a different kind of fruit because we got ripe red berries, blood orange, and crisp apple. So totally different fruit family set of fruit scent notes. Yeah, the Bright Christmas Morning is definitely a little more orangey and appley. And the Mrs. Claus cocktail definitely has that like juiced grapefruit kind of note to it. And I know sometimes people can be turned off by the scent of grapefruits. Definitely has that like tangy grapefruit kind of note in it. So I like it. I think it's really, really good. It's definitely very fruity and very bright. And it's got like a juicy, like punch of like grapefruit. And it's kind of got like a little bit of like a sour note to it, which I really, really enjoy. I think this is a really good fragrance, and I don't think it's anything like I have in my collection. And I definitely don't think it's a repackage. So let's talk about how I would rate this fragrance. On a scale of 1 to 10 for longevity, we're going to give this like a 3, 4. Let's call it a 4. Let's be nice and give it a 4 because it lasts like an hour and 40 minutes, which isn't great. But again, if you buy this weekend and you have a coupon, you're paying under $4 for this. So we got to lower our expectations just a little bit because this isn't like a $500 perfume or anything like that. But yeah, let's call it a 4 out of 10. For how I like this scent, I think it's perfect. I wouldn't really change anything about this fragrance. So 10 out of 10 for my scent preferences and how I personally like the fragrance, but I do really love a good like fruity fragrance. So definitely up my alley. And for overall, because the longevity was so bad, I'm going to call this a 6 out of 10 for this fragrance just because the longevity. If it lasted like a little bit longer, we could call it a 7 out of 10. But because it didn't last very long, I'm going to rate it at a 6 out of 10. But out of the two fragrances, for my personal opinion, I think you can go without the gingerbread latte and go for the fruity vibe of this, but do you really need either of these fragrances? Probably not, because they both don't last very long. And there are a lot of other fragrances from Bath and Body Works that last a lot longer and just have a better projection on them. And I think it's more well worth your money. So I would probably, if I'm going to be honest, I would just pass on both of these for this sale unless you were already planning on making an online order. But if you're someone who always likes to shop in store for these kind of sales and you weren't going to spend money online, then I would just pass on them. But if you're making an online order already, you might as well add these to your cart and test them out for yourself. But that is all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you give today's video a big thumbs up, comment down below, let me know what your thoughts are on the Mrs. Claus cocktail, and let me know if you're planning on picking that fragrance up. And if you like seeing my face, Bath and Body Works, fragrance, or lifestyle content, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button because it's free to you, helps me out so very much, and you guys can always change your mind later. Thanks again, guys, for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!